Hello everybody, this is QueenStatic here. Oh my god, I happened to move my camera. How did I do that? And welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be jumping on the bandwagon of people reacting to Brendon Urie. So this is obviously going to be an opera singer reacts video. I hope you guys all enjoy. I absolutely love Brendon's voice. And I know he's really super critical about his voice and listening to his voice, and girl, same. I hate listening to myself sing, but I know that it's a good tool to help me become a better musician, so I'm going to keep doing it. Can I just say that vibrato though, like, people don't understand that when you have proper breath support, you have great vibrato. Great vibrato. And that's one thing that he does really well, especially in the newer music that he does. Yes, let's keep going. Because you have to be a big shot teacher, have to prove it to the crowd. You have to be a big shot teacher. All your friends were so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. So much fun. Girls love girls and boys. Girls love girls and boys. Can I just say that, like, those high notes are actually pretty decent for a pop singer. Like, I don't really like to trash people for their singing because to me that's rude, but Brendon definitely has like such good control of his upper range. Hey, Broadway did that to you, didn't they? But you know, he definitely like has grown. Like, if you watch him in the Fever You Can't Sweat Out era to the Pray for the Wicked era, it's definitely like a huge change. By the way, I've also been a Panic at the Disco fan since A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. We don't talk about Pretty Odd. That's the album that you kind of cut out of the equation and just toss away to the side. Even though I have the box set, or the special edition box theme, whatever. But I like this song. And never did I think that I would be caught in the way you got me. I also want to say one more thing. Brendon really has that technique of not spreading his vowels down. So when he sings boys love boys and girls, he's not singing boys love boys and girls. He's going boys love boys and girls. Wow, my tongue placement was not very good in that. Girls love girls and boys. Love is not a choice. I am just a villain vying for attention from a girl. Girl who can't decide. Here's the reason why girls love girls. I think I remembered watching him react to somebody reacting to this video, and I think he said that he was sick, and you can definitely hear that in his voice. Like, you can hear like a little bit of the raspiness, the gunk getting stuck back there. And girl, I've had issues like that too. Trust me, you're a lot better singer than I could have imagined being. Like, my first ever cover on YouTube was of Paramore's Misery Business. And I said if I hit 2,000 subscribers, I would show my subscribers that and react to it and try to redo it. But I'd also like to, you know, cover a Panic song on here. Maybe one from each era except for Pretty Odd, because we don't talk about Pretty Odd. And when, I know 9 in the Afternoon's on this one. That's like the only halfway decent song on that album. I'm sorry. I like the rest of the albums, I just don't like Pretty Odd. Sorry. you know that somebody has great control of their voice when they can keep the vibrato going and do a little bit of a trill, or what we call a run in there. Well, it's not really, well, it was kind of more of a trill than a run, but it was like a run anyway. Casual affair. I can't even do it. I'm an opera singer and I can't even do it. My heavens. That vibrato in that part too. Also, fight me about how good Brendon is, because Brendon is probably one of the best live vocals that I've heard, and, you know, I know he sings live. And I like hearing people sing live, and I like hearing them, you know, when they maybe do go sharp or go flat, and, you know, it proves to us as human beings that we're not perfect. You know, even as an opera singer, I'm not perfect all the time, and I have to accept that for what it is. But he's definitely like, yeah, you know, he could show people that and Lizzo also is pretty bomb live. That girl plays flute on stage live. Like, also Brendon has way better piano skills than I'll ever have in my whole life. I suck at piano, which is bad being an opera singer. Dude, can we have a sing-off someday? Like, I really want to, like, show off my range in the proper way. And, like, I'd love to have a sing-off with you, like, to see who can hit higher notes and stuff. I feel like that would be so much fun. So if you ever watch this, can we have a sing-off together? That would be so much fun. Because you're my friend. You sing Broadway, though, too. I give you a lot of credit in singing, like, every single show. That's not... they don't even do that at the Met, okay? They have a second cast for most of the operas at the Met as well. Just, dude, oh god, I'm not gonna like this song. I already know I'm not. Everyone goes. I wanna know what everyone knows. I wanna go where everyone feels the same. Old Panic right there. Oh my god. I never said I'd leave the city, and I never said I'd leave this town. I mean, the song's not terrible, but I have the CD copy of this. Everybody gets there. Don't age me. Everybody gets their way. Have you guys heard that he did go a little bit off pitch? But again, like I said, when you're singing live, there's certain aspects and like certain parts of the environment that A, may make you sound like you're not singing right, or B, you know, may make you go off key, because sometimes the acoustics just aren't there. And if you can't hear yourself singing, then typically you're going to sing off key. Like, on this microphone, I don't have it going through my my thing where I plug my headphones in so I can monitor it when I listen to it. So I can't hear, you know, certain things. So that's part of the reason why I have this off partway, so I can hear if I sing. So, but yeah, you know, it's just, I don't know. I think that Brendon's a great musician, though. Like, despite, like, the little flaws that you can pick out in somebody's singing and somebody's music, he's one of the better ones to review, because there's not a lot to pick out. You know, he's got great vowel structure. He's got great breath support most of the time. The older music isn't as good, but, like, now that he's being more trained and he did Broadway, he's a lot better. And I think people forget about that when they review Brendon's vocals. I think that they forget that he was on Broadway. So, like, that makes his voice stronger because he took tips and tricks from people that most likely went to school for classical music. If you don't believe me, ask most musical theater people. They study classical music to learn proper technique. You know, like breath support, where to place your tongue, to have a lazy face, essentially. Never said I missed her when everybody kissed her. I'm the only one to blame. I didn't leave a mark. No one knows it's you, Miss Jackson. I'm the victim and no one's gonna find Miss Jackson, Jackson, Jackson. too, you can tell by the way his mouth is. It's not like eh, eh, eh. It's eh, 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 eh.
Put a little finger in my mouth now. You're moving circles so no one's gonna find out. We're too lucky, kiss the ring and I found out. Looking for the time of your life. A pretty picture, but the scenery is so loud. I'll fix my gun and kitchen lighting in your nightgown. Go back away from the water, baby, my drown. The party's over tonight. Hey, will you be waking up tomorrow morning?
Also, can I point something else out? Do you guys know how hard it is to play a musical instrument and sing at the same time? I also have some videos of me doing that. Top notch. But yeah, like, Brendon is just so good at like everything that he does. He's so talented at piano, he's so talented at guitar, and he's so talented at singing. Like, I strive to be him, although that would be weird because he's only like, oh god, he was born between the years me and my sister were born, so I gotta look. I know he's an Aries, I know that. 87, okay, so he's 32, so he's about 2 years older than I am. And I'm gonna be 30 this year, don't tell anybody. Shh. But yeah, like, the simple fact that he's like 2 years older than me, it's just like, yeah, like, what have I been doing in my life? Because if you think about it, when did A Fever You Can't Sweat Out come out? When did A Fever You Can't Sweat Out by Panic at the Disco get released?
Sure, here's what the internet says. A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. A Fever You Can't Sweat Out is the debut studio album by American rock band Panic at the Disco. Produced by Matt Squire, the album was released on September 27, 2005, on Decadence and Fueled by Ramen.
Wait, so that was released my sophomore year of high school? Really? Oh my god. Sophomore year of high school. My bad. Yeah, it would have been my sophomore year because I would have just started my sophomore year. Just started? Or junior year? No, sophomore year. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. Okay, yeah, so that would have been my sophomore year. But like, so that would make me what? September 2005, I would still be 15. I wouldn't have been 16 yet. So if you think about it, if he's only 2 years older than me, he would have been like 18. Because he would have already been older than me. He was born in April, I was born in November. So like, I would have been 15, but going on 16. So he's 2 years older, roughly 2 years older than me. So he would have been 18. So he was 18 when A Fever You Can't Sweat Out came out. Man's been doing this for like 14 years. 14 or 15 years. Like, what? I'm not jealous. I actually honestly love Brendon. He's so good. I also like how he's saying nasty. He's not going nasty. He's going nasty. Are you nasty? Nasty. I'll love her anyway. I'm singing quiet, so if I'm singing off key, I'm sorry. Okay, the only thing that I have to pick on is, I was trying to do opera singer reviews to voice coach, and that was gonna be a Tristan Paredes one. And Tristan pointed out how he sucks in his bottom lip in some of these, and that's the only bone that I have to pick. Is that just be loosey goosey. Let it all go. Literally. Hey, where will you be waking up tomorrow morning? I'm singing way off key. I'm sorry. I'm crunched down. I should be sitting up straight and not singing. Also, I would wear my Panic shirt today, but it's kind of sort of long sleeve, and it's like 85 degrees outside, and I know probably for some people watching, you're like, oh, that's cold. For us, it's like Satan's ass crack. Yeah. Oh, no, that was this past weekend when we got the bad storms and the power went out for a couple days. That was fun. That was in the hundreds with the real feel, so with the humidity. That was fun. That's why I can't live in a hot state. I'm crabby because of that. Let's move on. Dream On. Ooh, Aerosmith. I like Aerosmith. Thank God that he's like not standing on that piano with his shoes. He's good enough not to desecrate the piano like that. Dream on, dream on, dream until your dream comes true. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dream comes true. Now we gotta get to the high part. Ready? Oh look, my video's cut off. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on. I definitely can't do that without going into my head voice, and like I'm pretty sure the neighbors like halfway down the road will hear me sing that. I'm an opera singer. I have a big mouth, okay? But you know, that also shows like the prowess that he has in his voice, just because he can sing that high. He can go from low to high. And you know, people strive for ranges like that. And my range is kind of similar. I can sing like way down low, and I can sing really high up. Especially when I'm really warmed up. Like, I'm not warmed up, and I probably should warm up before I record videos because I'm using my voice. But I'm using my speaking voice, not the same way I would singing. But yeah, definitely, I don't know. Does this video even make any sense? Whatever.
And we know that it should, and you know that you feel it too, 'cause it's time in the afternoon. Your eyes are the size of the moon. You're good as you get, say you do. You're feeling so good, just the way we do when it's time in the afternoon. Your eyes are the size of the moon. You're good as you get, say you do. And we're feeling so good. Back to the street, down to our feet, losing the feeling unique. Do you know what I mean? Back to the place.
This is a random off-topic thing. Do you guys remember that music video that Fall Out Boy put out? Some of you guys might not be old enough to remember, but it was called A Little Less 16 Candles, A Little More Touch Me. And Brendon was one of the vampires in here, so it was like a whole bunch of other people that were on Fueled by Ramen Records at the time. Yeah. I was so inspired by that music video. Like, I really liked that music video. I started to write a whole play on it, and then I realized how cheesy and corny it was. Like, what I was writing, so I was like, forget that. But that's just a random little tidbit of the day of something that I remember. By the way, Fall Out Boy was my OG in high school. So was Paramore and Panic. By the way, I've also been a Paramore fan since All We Know Is Falling. Which, don't fight me, All We Know Is Falling is way higher on my list of favorite Paramore albums than Self-Titled. Just throwing that out there. Okay, next.
Where we used to say, man, it feels good to feel
I love that face.
Now I know what I mean. Say what.
Oh, Mona Lisa. I sing along to this one all the time too. But like even at the end there, he kind of like, and you know his technique, yes, is going to be modified for him and his voice and the way that his voice works. And that's okay. You know, a lot of times that's the way it is. You know, we modify techniques or ways that we phrase things to fit our voice. Like in opera, sometimes we don't pronounce things. We don't pronounce endings and things like that just to be able to make it more comfortable for our voices. Especially when you're singing high, like above the treble staff, not an octave down, but, well, even for tenors, like an octave down in the ledger lines is pretty high. But if you think about it, like when I'm singing like B's and C's, you know, like sixes, the ones that are above the staff. Let me educate you guys, for those of you guys that don't know, my wonderful music theory textbook. This is the way we learned numbers differently than some other people did. If you guys have never seen this thing is a musician's best friend, by the way. It's the circle of fifths. It basically helps you learn key signatures and learn the relative majors and minors of the keys. Anyway, I can't find it right now, but we learned different, and I think that one for us, because I think C5 is middle C for us. So I think C6 is the C that's within treble clef, and C7 would be the one above treble clef, the way that I learned it. So basically when I'm singing B6 and C7, because I think it starts off at C, right? No, B7 and C7, I can't remember. Ignore my ignorance right now. But yeah, when I'm singing up there, I have to definitely modify my vowels, and if I sing higher than that, especially 2, I have to modify my vowels. And that's nothing like to do with me not being able to sing those notes. It's the comfort level and the ease and the way that I should be able to sing it. Anyway, on to the next one.
What you mean? Tell
Tell
me
me
I'm
I'm
right,
right,
and let
and
the
the
sun
sun
rain
rain
down
down
on
on
me. Give
Give
me a
me a
sign,
sign,
I wanna believe.
Whoa, Mona Lisa, you're guaranteed to run this town. Whoa, Mona Lisa, great to see you frown. I hate to see you frown, right? Isn't that the words, or am I just going crazy? And this is another thing that I love about Brendon, is he opens his mouth. I watch vocal coaches on YouTube quite often, and they tell people, don't open your mouth when you're singing pop music. I'm sorry, you see that guitar that Brendon has right there? This one has one too. It's called a sound hole, and it's on acoustic guitars. Also, any other stringed instruments like violins, cellos, violas, and basses, stand-up basses, have what's called an F-hole. And that F-hole is to make the acoustics come out. The reason why it's called an acoustic guitar is because you typically don't have any amplification for the guitar, hence why he has a little microphone there. So opening your mouth acts like the acoustic holes or the F-holes on instruments. Sorry, just pointing that out there. So you should always open your mouth. That's my rant for the day about holes. Sorry. Mona Lisa, get you to run this town. Whoa, Mona Lisa, let's see you frown.
Mona Lisa,
second favorite song. I think Death of a Bachelor has 2 of my favorite songs on it, besides, like, outside of Pray for the Wicked, because Pray for the Wicked, I literally can listen to every song on that album, like, 80 times a day. But, you know, that end part, too, that, again, shows his, like, musicality, the simple fact that he's able to go, Mona Lisa, wear me out. Wow, that just shows you the classical musician in me, you know, like, come on. But yeah, that definitely shows, like, how, like, musical he is, and that he knows, you know, like, what phrases are, and how to make those phrases. And again, even if it's not a perfect performance, and Brendon, this is directed directly towards you, kind of, even if it's not a great performance, still take from it and learn from it. And, you know, don't ever, you know, think that when you hear yourself sing that that's a bad thing. Me, as a classical musician, as an opera singer, I use recording as a tool. You know, I listen to myself singing as a tool, saying, what can I do better? Especially when I'm singing something like pop music, or when I have a really hard aria or art song that I'm singing. The ability to be able to listen back to that and listen to where I went wrong and what I can change is a great tool. Even though I, too, hate listening to myself sing. Trust me, I'm going to be editing this video and, like, cringing the whole time. I see a shadow on my face. People have told me I don't look the same. Maybe I lost weight, or I'm playing hooky with the best of the best, with my heart on my chest, so that you can see it too. Walking a long road, watching the sky fall. The lace in your dress tangles my neck. How do I live the death of a bachelor? I'm gonna stop because I can't do my full voice belt right now. See, you could definitely tell that there's a difference in this song when he's going bachelor. That's more of a belting thing. He doesn't want to go in his head voice there, and that's okay. Some people have great belts. I just watched a video last night of the new girl who's playing Ephaba on Broadway in Wicked, and she's got a great belt, like, and, you know, knowing how to use the breath support is important when you're using belt. It's just as important as when you're singing head voice and chest voice and all the other things. And yes, opera singers can learn how to belt, because I know how to belt. Pitiful, happy ever after. How could I ask for more? A lifetime of laughter at the expense of a death of a bachelor. I'm hurting my mind off. Feels like my heart is going to burst. Alone at a table for two, and I just want to be served.
Walking the long road.
The simple fact that he can do that too. You know, being able to spin on a song that you wrote, or especially when he's drinking alcohol, mind you. Although I'll let you in on a little secret. There is an opera singer that takes shots of vodka before she goes out on stage, and she's got a freaking phenomenal voice. She goes by the name of Anna Nedrebko. Just throwing that out there. Make it secretive. By the way, my microphone's all the way over there. That's how big of a mouth I have. See? I'm so embarrassed. He definitely slowed the tempo down a little bit in this version. Seems fitting for the ever after. How could I ask for more? A lifetime of laughter at the expense of the death of a bachelor. journey. Yeah, you know, it's great. I also just want to throw this in there. I work for an organization that helps people with developmental disabilities be able to live as independent of a life as possible. And I was working with this one individual, and we were listening to Christmas music, and it stopped being Christmas. So I asked her if she wanted to start listening to it, or what she wanted to listen to. So I was like, I'll put on Panic at the Disco. She'll probably like it. So now, whenever I put Panic at the Disco on and she's around, she'll start going. Just thought I'd throw that out there, that, you know, Panic makes people's days all the time. And if you guys ask me to react to Cody Lee, I'm gonna cry like a big blubbering baby. I'm a water sign. I'm a Scorpio. I mean, I'm not as bad as cancers are, but, you know, I gotta stop for a second. Anyway, where were we?
A small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit.
Now, this one makes him sound like he's yelling more than singing, and I mean, it could have been the microphone, it could have been anything again, because like I said, I think Brendon's a really good singer, and we all do have bad days, so even if this was a bad day, it's alright, we're all allowed to have bad days. I'm not saying he's terrible, because I'd never say that. I'll do a little story time about that at the end. Let's just finish off this video, though.
Took the midnight train going anywhere. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just a form of motion. Somewhere in the night again. I chimed in. Haven't you people ever heard of?
That's like the haven't you people ever heard of? That's really cool. Haven't you people ever heard of? But he does it so subtly, like you barely notice it.
Closing a goddamn door? No! It's better to face these kinds of things with sense of voice and rationality. I chimed in. Haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No! It's better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poise and rationality. Well, I said, haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No! Thanks, guys.
They definitely do a pretty good job. Anyway, I'm gonna get rid of this for a minute. So about my little story time that I was gonna say, I never put anybody down, and part of that is because I've been put down so much in my life that there's been times that I don't feel like singing, and that's really hard for me to, you know, talk about and admit, but, you know, there has been times that I've wanted to give up singing, and it was just a simple fact that, you know, I had to pause this video because I don't like singing when my parents are in the house. You know, that's a bad thing that I do, but it's something that I've gotten accustomed to, and I've had people be so mean to me for, you know, the silliest little things, with singing, and I've also had some great experiences which have kept me going that I definitely can't complain about. I'm trying to find a video to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys one of the first videos that I had at when I was at the community college I was at. I'll just show you guys a little bit of this. I know that this is way off topic, but I just want to show you guys this, okay? Literally me, you guys can see it's me. That pianist was a bitch, by the way. That's putting it nicely. Yeah, it's like the longest ever introduction. Never do that. Most recent video I have of me singing, this is from I think 2015. It's really slow. All the time, I always mess up. Not the best, but you can see that I made some progress between those years. I think that the first one was probably like 2009-ish, and the second one was probably 2000. No, it probably wasn't 2015. It was probably 2014, because 2015 was my last year at Fredonia, and I had my voice teacher now there my second year, so that had to have been that. But you know, the simple fact that if you watch all my videos from like that first era of my singing, I didn't progress, and now I am, because I got knocked down so much. So that's like, when I make these videos, I don't do it to knock people down. I want them to keep singing. I want them to keep going. I want them to realize that nobody's perfect. So, you know, the little flaws that we may have in our voices, it's not necessarily, you know, our fault, or it's not necessarily inhuman to be that way. We're all human. We all make mistakes, and we need to discover a love for ourselves and a love for our voice and boost our self-confidence. I still am not where I want to be with my self-confidence, but I'm really hoping soon that I will be. I really like singing. I like being able to do it, but it's really hard, especially when you live in a place like I do. You know, I live in upstate New York, and we don't have very many people that leave, that make it with music, and we have so many talented people around here. But I wanted to throw that little bit in there just to show you guys that I won't put people down. Yes, I might say some things, I might try to give some constructive criticism about something, but I'll never say, oh, that person is terrible at singing. I might say, oh, that person's off key, and I don't mean it to be insulting. Most of the time I'll say, this is what you can do to fix it, open your mouth, use more breath support, things like that. And I hope that if Brendon ever watches this video, I hope that he doesn't hate me for what I say, although he seems like the type of person that wouldn't. But yeah, so I'll see you guys all later. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell to stay up to date on my uploads. And remember to share a smile today. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adolcino d'amor.